Recently, I have found myself becoming more and more interested in getting finer, more detailed pieces of silver. And it made me come up with the question, is that a bad way to stack? Is that something that could even be considered part of a stack? Or are those separate and considered collectibles? Today, I'd like to discuss that idea. As I've been spending more and more time purchasing and enjoying and looking at the different silver available to me, I've noticed that there's kind of two parts of my mind here. There's the efficient stacker that wants to always look for the best premiums, the lowest pricing to get the highest quantity for my dollar. And there's another part of me out there that has been wanting to collect some finer pieces that I might be able to enjoy more or put on a display and look at from the mint. But it begs the question, doesn't it? Where you think to yourself, okay, what's going to happen, right? What's going to happen when the day comes where I want to possibly sell some of this stuff? Now these right here, these American Silver Eagle proofs, I feel like they are always going to have a market, right? They're always going to have somebody out there who understands their value, appreciates them, wants to collect them or add them to their stack or their portfolio of coins. But then what about some of this other stuff that I have been collecting? For instance, we have the Magic the Gathering Black Lotus Beta Edition coin. Now, this is something, again, massively over the premiums, but this is more of a collector item. It also has significance to me because I collect and play this trading card game. And so for me, I look at this, okay, yeah, there's 2,500 worldwide. So there's only 2,500 of these minted in 2024 is my certificate that shows which coin I have. They have a $5 face value at Samoa, and it is 1 ounce of pure silver. So if I go and I try to sell this coin to a local coin shop, most likely they are going to recommend or offer me spot price for the silver content itself, or maybe less because they don't know that it's going to be desirable by their clientele. That is a possibility. This is something where we talk about this a few times, but this is something where to really, if I were getting this for valuation, I would hold for a long time, and then I would have to sort of try to do a peer-to-peer secondary market or eBay type transaction where I find another collector who is into the similar item as this and would like to pick one up for their collection, right? There's the alpha version of this and there's a beta version of this. Maybe they'll do a revised as that goes as well over time. But is this something that should even be considered as part of our stacks, right? Because it's so hard to convert for even close to what you pay for it over the spot price. So that's my biggest concern here. And with the recent issues with, refiners not taking 90% silver and not taking sterling silver, right? They halted sterling, they halted 90%, at least some of them did, or they were offering significantly under spot value for these things. It really makes you at some point question, why would you continue to stack that item or purchase these? Now, for instance, this statue, George Washington, right? This is a limited production item as well. I've got the certificate of authenticity for this as well. And I bought this because, well, I thought it was, I think it's really nice. I like it. I think it's pretty well crafted. It's something that, if you haven't noticed, has been in almost every video. It will be kind of a bookend at some point one day, or sitting on a desk one day whenever I officially retire from all of everything. But this is another piece that, while I will never, in theory, get what I paid for it, I can tell you it's when I purchased it at the time, I paid about $62 per ounce of silver content, and this is sterling silver. So let's just say maybe one day silver gets up to $100 or $150 an ounce. Well, in that situation, if I can only get, let's say, $80 or $90 an ounce for this, for the melt weight or something, well, at the end of the day, I guess I still did okay if I had to sell it in a pinch. Or I could try to find another collector, again, online in some sort of forum or peer-to-peer situation where maybe they actually want this one because they have the other presidents like Lincoln or something. And then in that situation, maybe I could find a better deal with a little bit higher of a premium onto it. So it's going to be kind of case by case. But will there ever be actual other stackers who are interested in these things? And that's the part that I don't actually know if that's going to be something that I can ever depend on. And since I don't know if that's something that's going to ever be officially a thing, right? I don't know that somebody out there is going to ever actually want these. For me, when I purchase these, I don't ever purchase them with the idea of getting back a premium or even selling them. I'm purchasing these simply because I think they're gorgeous pieces of art that I would like to have in my stack, in my collection, that I can continue to kind of just enjoy, put them up on the wall, look at them, enjoy the craftsmanship and the skill that the person who produced this went into it. This is Germania Mint, and I think I'm going to be getting more and more of these Germania Mint items. But then I had another thought. What happens if perhaps in a weird universe where these become highly desirable pieces, and because there's a limited quantity of them, and over time, more and more and more of them are going to be in diamond hands collectors, would that mean a world where possibly these get a significant premium? Is it possible that people would be paying significantly over spot pricing to be able to get their hands on something like this because they're no longer in production and they want to round out their collection? Or they think that these are just a beautiful piece of art, as I do? And maybe that day will come. I don't know. I'm not really too worried about it. Really, what I'm thinking about is that I like these. I think that they add a bit of storytelling to my silver stack. Maybe it's something that I can use to show the intricacy and the beauty of silver to somebody who's not a stacker. And maybe it encourages them to start picking up some coins or to shopping online or going to a local coin shop and grabbing something. Maybe it'll be an inspiration piece for them. But I look at these, and for me, they just hold a lot of beauty, some sort of, some significance in the things that I like to enjoy, whether it's Norse mythology or fine minted coins or even representations of other things that I'm involved in besides silver. But yeah, this is just kind of a little bit of a ramble session here. But I was just thinking, the more and more I look at and pick up some of these more unique pieces of silver, it really does make me start wondering, do I have two different stacks? Do I have a collector stack and a weight stack? Or is it all a weight stack? I don't know. You guys comment. Let me know if this is the right or wrong way to do things. If you do something similar, like, comment, throw some subscriptions out there if you haven't already. And please share the video if anybody else that maybe has an issue like I do, where you're picking up stuff that does not make financial sense today. But it kind of adds and pulls to your heartstrings a little bit there. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.